Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show. And we have some incredible advice today. This is actually a piece of advice I've been talking with my girlfriend more frequently than ever. And this advice is, let's go ahead and get the banners, the drum roll rolling, please. What are we going to be talking about today? One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Let's get it up on there. This is the greatest advice of the advice that I've probably ever been given. And this is something that we talk about a decent amount, but actually applying it for myself, it's a total bitch. And pretty hard to get going and pretty hard to stay focused with so many options. And I always continue to come up with the next excuse, the next opportunity, the next idea. And it gets me all bubbled up and I have a really hard time focusing on the task at hand. I think this is incredibly common. I think we all face this in some way, shape, or form. So I wanted to come on here today and I just wanted to talk about this morning. So maybe this morning, maybe today's challenge is to think of ways on how we can pick the one damn thing that we want to do today and do that and nothing else and find peace with it, right? I think it's so important to include that piece into what it is that we're trying to talk about. Think about how good you feel when you actually get done what it is that you want to get done. So we know that the reward feels good after the result is done. After we've accomplished, say we've edited our videos, say if we've made so many calls for sales, say if we've organized an entire room, say if we've been able to knock out our homework, whatever your example is, whatever the one thing that is that you want to do today, think about how good you would feel once it's accomplished. We don't ever talk about how we like to be pulled back and forth. We don't ever talk about how that's good for us or how we enjoy that. The scatterness is very chaotic. And I think in the chaos, it can be really hard to control your emotions. And we know that our emotions, the emotions that we feel, completely dictate the quality of our life. Again, this is something I remember I was at this Tony Robbins class and they stressed it a ton. The quality of your emotions dictates the quality of your life. And I'm here to say that when we don't focus on one thing at a time, the quality of our emotions, it's just the chaos, the scatter factor, the survival mechanisms start kicking and turning into the brain. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this. Have you ever seen a squirrel out in the yard and how paranoid they looked? It's kind of, that's how I feel like if I'm becoming the observer, a great exercise for personal development is stepping 10,000 feet away, looking back at yourself and be like, what the hell is that person doing? What are they doing? They're over here, and then they're over here, and then they're over here. And you'd think like, oh yeah, they looked really stressed. They look paranoid. They look frustrated. They look upset. And go figure, it's because we're not following the principle of one thing at a time. Thankfully, we're not like squirrels and we don't have to worry about cats and dogs and all these other type of predators that are going to eat us. And we, on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we're moving farther and farther up the chain as a human race. So we can be allowed to do this. This is a gift, and understanding this gift, I think, can be an ultimate superpower. And the difference between people who get a lot of shit done and people who fall short, frustrated, quit, give up and don't succeed or find their term of success, right? That's individualistic. That is for you to decide what your definition of success is. If you need a definition, if you need a map and you need a plan to help define your own success, you come talk to Tanner. We have private coaching sessions and we have courses that will absolutely rock your world and change your life forever. Money back guaranteed. But if we're on this personal journey and we're trying to figure out what is that one next thing. So if I asked you, I was like, okay, you can get anything done today, anything done. What would you like to get done? If you could only do one thing, you only get to pick one. What would you want to do today? If you could only pick one thing that you get to get done today, what would you get done? And then will you give yourself permission to be happy, to be present in the moment, and to be excited with your life once you get that done? Are you willing to make this deal with yourself? I find this has been the most gratifying and satisfying feeling I've come to date. Not the days that I got a million things done, but the days I got that one hard thing done and I told myself, okay, nice job. I'm feeling better. That's out of the way. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It rarely ever is. And I feel good that I made progress to it. I feel good I wasn't distracted by my cell phone. I feel good I wasn't distracted by the news. I feel good I wasn't distracted by the 9 other things. Tell me if you've ever done this. This happens to me all the time. And I'll be cleaning up this one thing, and then I'll move over to something else and I'll start cleaning that up just to kind of get away from what I was originally cleaning up. I'll be shuffling stuff around here and then I'll move around. I'll be shuffling stuff around here and then I'll move on to the next thing. And I think we can get into some of our reasonings, and I wanted to pull up just a handful of reasons why it's really beneficial to focus on one thing at a time. Reason number 1, productivity. So if you are looking to increase your productivity, if you want to be more productive in your life, I would highly recommend focusing on one thing at a time. I'm going to keep referring back to that piece in the corner up there for our greatest advice ever. It's so funny. I was saying this to my girlfriend, and then I look at my own life and I'm like, wow, I am not applying this myself. I'm working on getting this website finished up and redesigned and getting our services on there. And I'm like, oh, but I have these email campaigns and all these social media ideas and these cold calls to make. And I'm really bad with business on this because I'm eager. I'm ready to get things done. And I think my vice will be, as I try to get more people to help me and not try and do it all and focus more on the things that need my time and attention specifically and the things that I enjoy, and then delegating out the rest. That's the recipe I am trying to work on, such as I'm getting help with the website. I'm getting help with my email campaigns. I'm getting help on my messaging and my sales stuff. I'm getting more coaching for my sales. Like, I'm bringing people in to support me, and I think that will really help with our next point, improved quality. Up to point number 2 of why we need to focus on one thing at a time. It is to improve the quality of our work. If you want to improve the quality of your work, the effectiveness, the value that your product or service presents, focusing at one thing at a time, I promise, can be very, very helpful in improving the quality of your work. Next one is reduced errors. If you want to get pissed off and frustrated real quick, jack everything up, make a bunch of mistakes. And when we're in a rush, so when we're taking on a bunch of things at once, say the picture that I image in my head is us trying to grab all of the groceries in one go. So you just grab like 30 bags of groceries. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone tries to become He-Man when it comes to bringing groceries inside the house. And it's like, what's the rush? Your fingers are getting all jacked up. You drop stuff all over the place. And how good does that make you feel? Is it even worth it to rush through that and to be all over the place and have my shoulders all awkward and my muscles all? So I think we can just stop spilling the milk, or just having reduced errors in what it is that we do. For me, that's like having the right stuff embedded into the website, or having the right stuff kind of working in the campaigns that we're trying to develop. Whatever it is, I think we can reduce the errors dramatically when we're just focusing on one thing at a time. So when I'm working on the bio that I'm writing for the website, about me section, if I'm just solely focused on this and I don't have my cell phone playing and I don't have other things going off in the background, and I don't have a million other things like I'm trying to think about, oh, I need to pick up the living room, oh, I need to clean and put my clothes away. If I'm solely focused, I think we can really help reduce the errors that we're running to along the way. And the next reason why we do one thing at a time is better time management. If you are looking for better time management, you're trying not to lose as much time in the day, focusing on one thing at a time can really help with the overall time that you're spending on something. They say it can take up to 30 minutes for us to focus. 30 minutes just to get focused. Think about the last time you were working on something, you were doing something. If just sitting there trying to be focused on your work and having the quality of attention that you need to get this done, I think you can have way better time management when you eliminate the distractions, when you eliminate going back and forth and just focusing on one thing at a time. Better time management. And the last one I wanted to really talk about that I think is super helpful, and so this is the last one for our day before we get out of here today. It'd be reduce your stress. If you're looking to reduce your stress and trying to calm yourself down, you're trying to feel a little bit better, you're trying to get a little less of that stress hormone released through your body, which is causing to have anxiety, causing us to have to flutter over here, get all riled up. I know that's one thing that happens to me. I get all riled up and shake me up like a pop can and explode all over the place because I'm just trying to grit my teeth. I got this stuff for work. I got to do this for my health. I got to do that. And if we just breathe, remember, when it comes to breathing, the more that we focus on the exhale, getting all of that air out of our lungs and feeling the diaphragm start to inflate, it can help us relax. It can help us reduce our stress, and vice versa. I might as well add this in here. If you stress the inhale and have a very casual exhale, it can actually help spike your energy. I like to put that in there because a lot of people get tired in the afternoons, and it's good for the afternoons. But in the morning, when you're kind of going back and forth, I know that's when sometimes I get a little too stressed out and I need to focus on my exhale, getting my diaphragm up and lifted, like you're trying to get all of that air out of your lungs. And that really helps with relaxation and kind of not freaking out, and then helps me get back to our most important thing, one thing at a time. So if you are looking to reduce your stress, if you are looking to have better time management, you would like to reduce the errors that you make, you would want to improve the quality of your work, and you want to increase your productivity, one thing at a time. One thing at a time today. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up with, what is the one thing that you want to do today? What is your number one goal? What is the number one priority? And can we just give ourselves permission to work on this? It's okay. It's okay to say that it's okay. It's okay to say, I'm going to work on that later. I'm doing this right now. It's okay to work on that later. I'm going to work on this right now. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive guaranteed or our money back.